Have you ever wondered what makes a developer, pro, and rich coder? What makes them different from everyone else? Do you think it's experience? Not really. It's the way they approach to coding. And in this video, I'm going to share 9 secrets that will help you become a rich coder. Also, I will break down the habits and skills that will transform you to a rich coder. Whether you are a newbie or working as a programmer, these tips will level up your game and help you stand out as a rich coder. When you start learning to code, you want to try a lot of different things. You might think the more you know, the better. But jumping around will not keep you good at any one thing. You end up with only little knowledge in each language. The best developer don't do that. They take time to become really good at one language. And this is nothing but the first secret. Master one language deeply. And trust me, once you learn the first language deeply, it's very easy for you to learn second, third, or even 10th programming language without any hurdle. And once rich coder learn and master the first language, guess what they do? This is nothing but secret number 2. Automate repetitive tasks. Automation is a game changer for developers at any level. Let me share a real-world example with you. Imagine spending hours on repetitive tasks, running tests, formatting your code, deploying to servers, when all of this could happen automatically with the right tools, with CI/CD pipelines. The less time you spend on manual tasks, the more you can devote to building features, improving performance, or solving complex problems. But the real power of automation comes when you realize how far you can go. Also, this is interesting. When you first start coding, normal coders just try to get things working. Rich coders try to do the same thing, but with a little different. They try to solve a problem with proven techniques. And this is nothing but the secret number 3. Learn design patterns early. Because when a normal coder tries to solve a problem, he just focuses on solving that problem. And there's nothing wrong with this approach. But the problem is, when the code grows, it becomes messy and hard to manage. On the other hand, when a rich coder tries to solve a problem, he tries to solve a problem with proven techniques, with design patterns. And with this approach, code always stay organized and easy to maintain in long run. It allows them to solve complex problems with minimum efforts, and that is how they become rich coder. And if you are not aware about design patterns are simple, reusable solutions to common coding problems. And using design patterns like singleton or factory keeps your code clean, easy to understand, and ready for future changes. And now let me share the next secret, which is generally overlooked, but it's really important. It is not just about making your code work. It's about making sure any other coder can read and understand your code without any issue. And this is the next secret. Prioritize code readability. Readable code is easier to understand and easier to enhance. It helps when projects get bigger or when problems comes up later. Let me show very common examples here. When you use clear names for your variables, and when you break down your large function into smaller ones, and when you add extra comments for readability purpose. All these things make your code more readable and easy to understand. And the next secret is use version control effectively. Mastering version control can be a huge difference for any developer. It is more than just pushing and pulling your code. It's about learning the little things that set you apart. Let me ask you one simple question. For any organization that is responsible for developing softwares, what is the most important thing for them? Their code base. Companies pay developers to write code, and developers are responsible to manage their code effectively with the version control system. And knowing how to handle branches, merges, and rebase can stop a lot of problems before even they can start. And the next secret is one of the most overlooked habits. And actually, this habit can elevate your coding skills. You might be writing clean, readable, and efficient code. But my question is how you can prove this point. How you can prove this like the code you have written is working as per expectations with unit tests. Write unit tests for your code. Because if you're really depending on manual testing or waiting for bugs to appear in production, it can be very risky and time consuming. And it keeps you a normal coder. On the other hand, a pro developer, a rich coder, always try to make sure they have unit test coverage, to make sure their code is working as per expectations. So please write unit tests. And optimizing for performance is the key as your projects get bigger. Code that works well with small tasks can slow down with larger ones. That's why performance tuning is really important. And this is the next secret. Optimize for performance. By writing efficient code, you can speed up your application. So the goal of a rich coder is not to write code, but to write efficient code and to write fast performance code. Here the goal is not just to make the code run, but to make sure it runs fast. But here my question is, how you can make sure your code is optimized and is running fast? I will leave this question to you and I will going to jump on the next secret. Document your code and process. Good documentation saves time and avoid confusion. It helps others and even your future self work with your code base easily. Writing code is one thing, but explaining your code with documentation is other important skill. Imagine someone else or even you after months later trying to understand what you wrote without any note. This is where documentation comes in the picture. It is about writing down what your code does and why certain choices were made and how things fit together. And finally, let me share the final secret. Stay up to date with industry trends. To stay successful as a developer, you need more than just knowing the basics. Technology changes very fast. The things which were working yesterday might not work tomorrow. So you have to be updated with the technology. So keep learning all the time. This way you will be ready for what's next. If you want to know more about Rich Coder Mindset, watch this video. And if you want to learn more about coding, watch this video. And if you want to become Rich Coder, join the community link in the description. And thank you for watching.